Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jamie. I am here with Avery. Here's Avery. And I have Yeva. And Gabe is upstairs because he's being kind of bad with the girls today, lately. So what I wanted to talk about was doing a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, when you do a little bit, it could mean anything. It could be investing. It could be a project that you're working on. It could be physical fitness. Like, for example, I've been accumulating more dumbbells and getting that area ready, as I mentioned before. Down here, I built a wall right here and on the other side because I'm going to turn that into something else. So I do a little bit as I can in the free time that I have each day, each week. And sometimes I can't laser in on just one project. I have to like say, all right, is this a priority? Is this something that I can do right away? Or is this something that I can put on the back burner? It's not as urgent as some other things. So if you're investing in a stock, I would think like Apple, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, Walmart, Google, maybe Amazon. I don't know. I mean, whatever you believe in. It's not what I believe in. I'm just saying whatever you think is a good long-term hold that you think that, hey, my money, should do pretty well sitting in this stock for the next 5 years, 10 years, if you're doing that, versus if you're a swing trader or a day trader, which I am not a day trader. If anything, I do some swing trading and I do some investing. And it's the same thing with a house. Like this house that we live in right now, I'm eventually going to turn this into, I wonder if I can switch this. So this is an elevator, right? So right outside of this door, I'll show you guys. There's this rolling steel door that was here. That's good enough. There's an elevator right here. Right, it goes to the second floor. And then there are some boxes and stuff right now. But the control room, I met a guy at work, actually, who works for a company that works on elevators, and he's going to come over here, and I'm going to reopen this thing up, clean it out, get the box, working. I know it works. I just haven't used it in a few years because it wasn't a priority. I actually shut it off because I was afraid my little kids. I'll close it in a minute. I thought maybe they might fall down the elevator, mess around with it. I just figured I closed it off upstairs for the time being. So I do a little bit as I can. That way I feel like I'm always moving forward. I'm always accomplishing something. The game plan at this property is to leave in the next 1 to 2 years tops. I'm going to turn this area into another apartment. I got to get a architect designer to come over and lay out the space because there is an apartment on the other side of this wall, over here, and then there's a the opposite side of this wall is another. It's already kind of there. I just have to kind of tighten it up a bit, and then of course there's where we live upstairs. But there's nobody here but us right now, and occasionally I have some in-laws that come stay with us for a few months at a time. But you gotta have a strategy and a plan, and sometimes it's not a week or a month, sometimes it's 3 months to a year. But if you're always moving forward, you're gonna feel like you're accomplishing something. Any properties that I've had, and I don't have 40 properties, but of the properties that I have, which was a 15 car garage, and a couple single families and multifamily, type properties. I'm now looking at bigger stuff like apartment complexes, and I've never done that. So right now I'm doing some research about, net operating NOIs and cap costs, cap rates, and gross estimated gross income, EGI. Just things that I didn't really know about that I'm learning, get more informed about. And it's probably going to take me some months before I got it down completely, because that's the speed I go at. But I can tell you that when it comes time, I'll be ready, and I'm going to be researching deals and networking and looking for opportunities. And I think over the next year or two, there will be some opportunities. And that's my strategy, right? That's something I'm doing amongst other things. I'm also trying to prepare the kids as they do these videos to think this way now, instead of when they're in their late 30s or 40s. Being a little late to the party, you could do it a lot sooner. I could have did this a long time ago if someone would have taught me these things, if I would have been informed. And I actually had a few people throw a couple things at me earlier in my 20s, in my mid 20s, and even in my early 30s. But I just didn't have the mindset. I didn't have the capacity to know any of why it was important to invest, why it was important to look at real estate and things like that. Most of the stuff I just stumbled across and just all of a sudden found out. I sold a property and made like $140,000 that I was like, wow, that's pretty good. And I'm not saying that to brag, right? Because some guys make millions, but I was just like, wow, that's pretty powerful, because the property served the purpose for the time I had it. And then all of a sudden I had this extra money, and I was like, hey, I might be onto something here. And I started looking into it deeper and started to have more curiosity. The thing is if you're younger, you have time on your side to do these little things and prepare yourself for the next 5 or 10 or 20 years. Not saying that if you're 45 or 50, my age, or even older, that it's too late. I'm just saying that you're going to have an advantage if you're ahead of the game, right? Regardless of what your career is going to be. I still think real estate is a great buffer, for recessions and, market dips, and if you lose your job, or if your business has some problems, right? People always need a place to live. People are going to keep buying food, and for at least for the next few years, they're going to be buying gasoline. So people want to put gas in their cars. Now, we might all tighten our belts. We might all, find ways to cut some corners, but there's just some things that are just absolutely necessary that will go on as long as the world is turning. So that's my thought for the day. Like when I wake up, I think of all the tasks I have to do, and sometimes I don't get to them all. Even as I sit here, I'm like, oh, I still need to cut the back, grass. I needed to let the dogs out. I got to feed them. I needed to do, some other things, but sometimes I just can't get to them all, because Sunday's a day where I usually try to spend time with the family. So, but prior to having a priority list, that you look at daily, has helped me a lot. When I say, okay, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to accomplish today? And as I accomplish things, I kind of cross them off my list as I go through the day. So anyway, that's my Sunday. I will hopefully share with you guys tomorrow. See ya.